What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to use the Warlock skill Time Distortion. We'll start with the basic rotation, then move on to a more advanced version. So, let's get started. Let's take a look at which skills we're going to need to do this. So, of course we're going to need Time Distortion. I like to put 3 points in it on this side. Basically what the skill does is it'll create an AoE field around your pet. The pet will not be able to move, but while you stand in the field, you'll reset your cooldowns up to 3 times each. Now, this comes in set intervals from what I can tell, about 1.6 seconds after it starts, and then another 1.6 seconds, and a final 1.6 seconds at the end of the 5 seconds will be your resets. So, like I said, I put 3 points in here. If you only put 2 points in, you'll get 2 resets. So I like the third point for the third reset. We're going to need Leech on our F skill. You don't really need the points in here like this, but this is how I have them. We're going to need either Dragon Call or Dragon Helix. For the first rotation, I'll be showing Dragon Helix. In the second rotation, I'll be using Dragon Call. I have 3 points in it like this. And finally, on our V, we're going to need Wingstorm, and I put 3 points in it like this. So basically what we're going to look to do is we're going to look to lead with Leech. Now, what Leech is going to do is it's going to give us a buff called Siphon. When we activate Leech, we reset the cooldown on Dragon Call and Wingstorm. For the first rotation, we'll just be using Wingstorm. After that, it'll then make both skills instant cast as well. So during the Siphon buff, we're going to look to use Time Distortion to reset the cooldowns while they're instant cast. During this time, as Wingstorm's going off, we're going to be using Dragon Helix every time because it costs 3 Spectral Orbs to use, and every time Wingstorm hits, it'll create 3 Spectral Orbs. Now there'll be multiple Wingstorms hitting at once, so obviously we won't be able to get all the orbs to use, but we'll get quite a bit out of it. So let's take a look. So I'm going to lead my pet. I'm going to use Soul Shackle to brand the target. I'm going to follow with Leech. And now our Wingstorm's instant. We can activate Time Distortion. And we can hit Wingstorm multiple times and use Dragon Helix as our Wingstorm goes off. Pretty simple, right? Now we can do the same thing but switching out Dragon Helix for Dragon Call. It would be the same rotation except waiting. We don't have to wait for Wingstorm to activate our Dragon Call. Dragon Call can be used on cooldown. Now, aside from just those skills, we have a couple other skills that also get reset during Time Distortion, and other skills that become active while we use certain skills. So a couple of those skills are, we have Tether Blade, which we can spec into either a stun here or a knockdown here. This will reset while in Time Distortion, allowing us to CC chain a target if you know they don't have a CC break available. The other skill would be Soul Shackle. This will also reset, creates a field on the ground, and this will stack bleed every time it ticks. It will also have its cooldown reset each time, so you can spam this along with it. Now, there's 2 groups of GCDs, so to speak. We have the Soul Shackle and Tether Blade group, and we have the Dragon Call and Wingstorm group. Now, we're going to go ahead and spec Dragon Helix back into Dragon Call like this. So basically what happens is, when I cast Dragon Call, Wingstorm and Dragon Call both share a GCD with each other, but not with other skills. That's the same for Soul Shackle and Tether Blade. They share a GCD with each other, but not the other 2. What this means is we can cast one skill from each of these groups simultaneously during Time Distortion, allowing us to get more skills off at once. Now, there's 2 more skills that we need to know about, and that's Rupture and Bombardment. Now, I spec Rupture like this with only 2 points for a certain reason. This becomes a focus spender instead of a focus builder, and it increases the damage by quite a bit and removes the cooldown. What this does is, when we spec our Wingstorm like this, it allows us to use Mantra and Rupture every time it hits. So by making Rupture not have a cooldown and increasing the damage, we're able to use it each time Wingstorm activates. The other skill, Bombardment. This allows us to have it instant cast when our target is marked. Whenever we use Dragon Helix or Dragon Call, we mark the target for 4 seconds if you spec it correctly, allowing us to have instant cast bombardments on it. Now, the last skill is Mantra. What this will do is, since we spec our Wingstorm a certain way, we're able to use Mantra instead of having to use our first 2 auto attacks to activate it after Wingstorm hits. Once you get more points, you'll be able to put 3 points in here, increasing the focus recovery up to 15 instead of 5 over 5 seconds. But it will also have a base recovery of 3. So let's take a look at the priority order that we want to use these skills in. So as you can see, if you're using the Dragon Call spec, we want to use Dragon Call first. This will be your first priority, then Wingstorm, then Rupture, then Bombardment. And if you're using the Dragon Helix spec, you want to prioritize Wingstorm first, then Dragon Helix, and then Rupture and Bombardment. Rupture will do more damage than Bombardment, and it will only be active after Wingstorm hits. Bombardment's more of a filler if you somehow find a little bit of downtime in the rotation. Now, the additional skills, as I mentioned, are Soul Shackle, Tetherblade, and Mantra. You can choose to spam these if you'd like, but I like to, if I know my target doesn't have any sort of way to escape, I'd like to use Tetherblade to chain them through knockdowns or stuns so they can't move at all. Soul Shackle is a nice little dot, a snare root that you can also throw in there as well, but it does do nice damage. So let's take a look at the full rotation now. As I said, we'll use Dragon Call this time, and we're going to look to use Rupture and Bombardment, Soul Shackle, Tetherblade. We're going to look to throw it all in there at once. So, same as before, we'll get our pet out. We'll leave a Soul Shackle, activate Leech. Now our skills become instant cast. We'll activate Time Distortion. Oops. So, it's pretty cool looking skills. There's tons of ways to optimize. You can, like I said, looking to use Tetherblade to chain the CC instead of just spamming it. You use Soul Shackle if your opponent uses their SS to get out, or any other way they have to get out. You follow up immediately with another one. You can stack the fields on top of each other. And there is one other skill I didn't mention. It's not a damage skill, but it's Bastion. This also can be reset. And on NA, this will give a flat 5% health recovery when activated. So you can look to use this as well when you're low on health as a quick little health regen during Time Distortion. But yeah, like I said, there's still tons of ways you can do the rotations. These are, some of the most basic ways that I've started with. But if you have any questions, as usual, make sure you leave them in the comment section below the video. If you think I can be doing something better, if you want me to test something for you, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to do that. Otherwise, if you guys don't have any questions, until next time, I'll see you guys later.